Yeah. Way up.
It's way up. I'm eating. Mano's eating.
New Mano!
I'm not eating nothing.
Let me see it. Go ahead. Talk.
Yeah, what's good? But Ply said you've been to the White House, but you could talk the trap.
Is that true?
I don't know.
I have been to the White House.
Let me see you talk the trap.
No, we don't do that just publicly like that.
Oh, that's one of those.
Yeah, we move in silence.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting. Before the show, I was talking to Mano about this mansion that sold in Detroit. It's 11,000 square feet inside. Mm-hmm. But there's a catch, and we'll talk about that later. But today, Mick Jenkins is going to be joining us. He's on tour. Well, he's doing a residency here for the 10-year anniversary of his project, The Waters. He had another album that came out last year, The Patience. All right, and we'll be talking to him today. It was such a great, enlightening conversation. But in the meantime, let's shine a light. 800-292-5150. Anybody you want to spread some love to, now is the time to call us up and shine a light. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Mano's here.
Yes.
And it's time to shine a light. And today, we want to shine a light on a Representative Jasmine Crockett from Texas. She was kicking off the Democratic National Committee Convention in Chicago, which is happening through Thursday. And here is some of what she had to say. You know her from that alliteration that she did about Marjorie Taylor Greene when she called her a bleach blonde, bad built butch body.
Yes.
After her eyelashes. After Marjorie Taylor Greene insulted her eyelashes at a hearing. Well, here's what she had to say yesterday.
The question before us is, will a vindictive, vile villain violate voters' vision for a better America or not? I hear alliterations are back in style.
Okay, that was slick. We like that. But her whole speech was amazing. I mean, she compared what Donald Trump has done to what Kamala Harris has done up to this point. She talked about him being a career criminal. She talked about the discrimination in housing with his family history in real estate. And then she talked about Kamala Harris as a prosecutor and as a politician and a hardworking woman who started off working at McDonald's while Donald Trump had a silver spoon in his mouth. So you can watch that full thing. Whoa. But who do you guys want to shine a light on? Audra, who do you want to shine a light on?
My wife.
Okay. What's her name? And tell us why.
Well, her name's Sierra. And just because she's so supportive, she goes above and beyond, and she really holds me down, and I truly appreciate her.
Oh, that's sweet. You decided to call up here today for your girl, Sierra. How long y'all been together?
Well, we've been together for going on 9 years, but known each other for over 20.
And who proposed to who?
She proposed to me.
All right. Well, shout out to you guys. We love.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Shine a Light. 800-292-5150 in case you couldn't get through and still want to shine a light for last word. And when we come back, we have your Yee tea. And let's talk about Kamala Harris since we just shined a light on Jasmine Crockett. There's a biopic that's going to be coming out. We'll give you some details. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
All right, it's Way Up. I'm here. Mano's here.
New Mano!
Spill that Yee tea, girl. Go ahead.
All right. Well, first off, let's talk about Blueface. Now, he called into effective immediately and talked about what's going on with him and his prison sentence, whatever else he has to do, what his spirit is like. Here's what he had to say.
So I got sentenced to 4 years. I got a year credit, so that goes down to 3 years, and I got to do 33% of that.
So you'll be home by summer?
Probably like March, April.
What's your mental like? You straight?
I'm in my environment, I'm always soak up and adapt to it, so it ain't really that. It's really like a break from responsibility, honestly.
Wow. Okay. Whew.
A break from responsibility.
Man,
that's a real statement. You in prison, you don't got no responsibilities.
Right.
Just to stay alive.
And get home.
Right.
ASAP. And hopefully, come out and have a different perspective on things so you don't go back.
I like Blueface, though. He right.
All right. Now let's talk about VP Kamala Harris. She is going to be putting out a short film before she takes to the stage on Thursday to do her acceptance speech as the party's presidential candidate. By the way, historic presidential candidate as far as being a woman, and also a woman who is African American and Asian American. So Reginald Hudlin is going to be directing that biopic that's going to be played before that. So that should be interesting. The DNC is happening until August 22nd. There's live coverage on cable news and online, and primetime excerpts on the broadcast networks. Have you been watching any of this?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm. Things that go viral. All right. Ice Spice is shutting down rumors that she's on Ozempic. Now, people have been saying she's lost a lot of weight, but she's tired of that discussion. And she actually set the record straight while she was on Twitter Spaces. And she said that she's been working out and eating healthily. Here's what she said.
It's called the gym. It's called eating healthy. It's called being on tour. Like, what the hell?
You know, and she said maybe if I was sitting at home all day, it'd be easier to stay big.
Right.
I don't know that she was ever big,
I
though.
don't think she was ever big.
Yeah, I don't think that she was ever big. But, you know, people are still going to people and say what they want to say. All right, Beyonce allegedly has a new whiskey coming out called Sir Davis. There's pictures. Her fans discovered a new addition to her media website. It's a folder titled Sir Davis, and there's an image of a bottle of dark liquor, and there's a horse emblem on the front of it, so you can see pictures of that. And it's a rye whiskey, according to filings. And it's also based in Houston, Texas, which is where Beyonce is from. That's where the label for the whiskey was filed by Gulf Coast Distillers. And so there was also an image that was shared by a Beyonce fan account on X, and it showed a bottle of Sir Davis at a tasting event. So all signs point to Beyonce has a whiskey coming out.
Does she even drink?
I don't know. That's what's interesting, because I feel like Beyonce, they're so private and secretive about things that you don't know. Is she drinking this whiskey? Is she wearing these clothes? Is she using these hair products? So that's what makes it sometimes a little bit difficult, because Beyonce's a mega star. And so you feel like anything she does should turn to gold. I had a lot of Ivy Park clothes. All right. Well, when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. I was following in Mano's footsteps. I'll tell you about it. It's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
Last night. All right, it's way up. I'm here. Mano's here.
Yeah.
What'd you do last night, Mano?
Oh, man, I had linked with my people, man. Shout out to my guys over there at Sneaky Links. It's a new app. Yeah, it's dope. It's super dope. It's a new social media app.
You were doing some
fun.
Sneaky Links?
No, it's an app called Sneaky Links.
And what happens? Like, is
it
creep around with somebody?
It's a fun app. You can use it, you know, just as regular social media, or if you know you wanna slide, you know, instead of sliding in somebody's DMs, you know, it's Sneaky Links.
It's like the modern Ashley Madison.
Yeah, but you know, a little urban. You understand? It's dope though.
Sneaky Links.
Sneaky Links.
I don't know if I would want my man on Sneaky Links.
No, you could be on Sneaky Links together.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it's not a problem. Think about it. We use everybody's linking on social media anyway.
But
What's
not
the difference?
sneakily.
You just caught up in the name.
Okay. All right.
You
Sneaky
just caught up
Links.
in the name. Sneaky Links is a dope name.
All right, let me go. I'm about to go look right now and see if there's some Sneaky Links happening on here. Let me see yours. All right, well, last night I actually was at the Simpson. Shout out to Chef Simpson.
That's right.
And so, you know, he has a cooking show. You've done it before.
That's right.
Cooking with Love.
You did it, right?
I did it yesterday.
Okay.
I made some jerk chicken fried rice.
I like that.
It feels
I
like
made breakfast when I was there.
Oh, you did? What'd you make? Eggs?
Come on. Stop playing with me. I made something really, I can't remember.
What?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Can you? I know you can cook. We discussed this before.
I'm
what you can cook.
Cooking challenge.
My food was actually really good, so I got a chance to eat it after. Our producer Dan is a food snob. He swears he can cook, so he was in the comments when I reposted some of my videos, saying that it looked like I didn't know what I was doing.
You look flustered.
I look flustered.
Yeah. She didn't know what she was doing.
She didn't know what she was doing.
No.
She don't know her way around that kitchen.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I will say this though: sometimes using like someone else's kitchen is different than using your own.
So you was
get
a little
used
nervous.
That's where the excuses start.
Yeah,
you gotta
right
get
there.
used to things.
Yeah.
But Dan is
That's
always
where it
posting
begins.
pictures of his food, and
Have we ever tasted
incredible.
It looks
incredible.
it looks flavorless.
Damn, bring something in one day, man.
She can
You know
hate.
what I mean?
She can hate.
It looks like I had to put a whole bunch of hot sauce
Yeah,
on it.
right.
No flavor.
Yeah,
No
right.
flavor.
Hot sauce.
Nah,
Right.
Dan from the hood, man.
But anyway, it was really, really good though. The food was amazing. So I'm gonna make it at home.
The same thing.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
gonna
feel like
make
you
the
got
same
you a new
thing at
dish.
home. I have a new dish. I can make fried rice, and I can put some jerk chicken in my fried rice. Thank you to Chef Simpson, though. It was a fun situation. All right. Well, when we come back, pick a side. Now, I had just posted in my Instagram story a picture of this mansion in Detroit in Boston Edison. Right. And I've actually purchased some properties in Boston Edison previously, but this mansion is over 11,000 square feet.
And it's under $2 million.
It's sold for less than $2 million.
That is.
And when you see this property, I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
Now, the only issue with this house, though, is that the person that used to live there was a neurosurgeon who was loved by many people, and unfortunately, he was murdered. And they did find Dr.
He's murdered
Devin
in the
Hoover.
house.
He was murdered in the house
By his lover.
by somebody that they said occasionally would pay
He's paying. Oh, he
for
paid?
sex.
Oh,
Yes. But and they found
a male escort, huh?
his body face down, wrapped in a bloody rug.
Oh, wow.
In the third floor attic crawl space.
After sex.
Would you? I don't know, but they determined that he had been shot twice in the head. So it's unfortunate because people did love him in the neighborhood. So a lot of people were reluctant to talk about what was really going on.
So that's horrible, man.
So would you buy that house? Knowing, and it's a huge mansion, but what a great price. Would you buy a house knowing that somebody was murdered there, but the price was amazing? We see horror movies like this all the time.
Yeah.
Pick a side. 800-292-5150 is the number. Let us know what you would do. Again, that's 800-292-5150. Pick a side is way up.
It's not just right or wrong. It's about what you believe. It's time to pick a side and stay there.
Pick a side and stay there. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Mano's here. And we're talking about whether or not you would purchase a home. Great home, great price. But unfortunately, someone was murdered there. I was looking at this house that sold in Detroit and Boston Edison for less than $2 million, 11,000 square feet, beautiful home. But unfortunately, a very beloved neurosurgeon from Detroit, Dr. Devin Hoover, was found shot and killed in his home. At that time, it was his body was discovered in the attic crawl space. All right, now, what would you do? Would you buy a house if you knew somebody?
I would buy it and I wouldn't want to live in there. I'd probably shoot my OnlyFans content in there.
Oh, so you would use it for that purpose. You have that much money that you could buy a home just to shoot OnlyFans content.
Right.
Must be nice.
Right.
For myself, as a person who does real estate, that's a tough one because this is a beautiful, beautiful house, but the history of what happened in there, and a lot of people know about it, was a very publicized story. I don't know if I would want to do that. I feel like I might.
You don't want to live in there.
I might have to find another deal. Even purchasing it.
Right, but no, you can purchase it and sell it.
Yeah, you could, but I don't know. But then I do feel like there's a lot of things that happen in the homes that we live in now that we have no idea.
That's what I'm saying.
What went down.
But the thing is, the power is not knowing.
But now we do know.
Now you do know.
So if you did know, what would you do? I'm going to have to say no, I wouldn't want to. But let's see what
you wouldn't even buy it to sell it?
No. Dang. Let's see what you guys think. 800-292-5150. Eric, pick a side. Would you buy a house somebody was murdered in?
Oh, yes, because housing is expensive. I live in houses around my way, 500,000, 600,000, $1 million. I'm paying for that house. I'm praying, I'm cleansing it, tell the Lord, pray over this house, and I'm taking it.
Okay, all right, she's gonna do it. She's like, listen, I'm gonna do it, and some people will.
I'm doing it,
it's
but
a great price, beautiful house.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Rocket.
We're gonna sell it to Eric.
Hey, Sharon, how are you?
Good.
So what do you think? If there was a house, it was beautiful, great price, but somebody was murdered in that home, would you want to purchase it?
I would purchase that home because I actually knew him. He was my doctor. I went through neurological issues when I was younger. And he was a great doctor. And just off his spirit and the person that he was, yes, I would buy that house.
Wow. You know what? I'm glad you called because I heard they loved him in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
so
he was a very good doctor here in Michigan. And he was loved throughout, the whole hospital. And it's hard to find another doctor like him.
Oh, wow.
And, they did say they did capture the person and he's in jail. So waiting for trial. So that's great that at least they found the person. But thank you for calling. So she will buy it. She knows him.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
She feels comfortable with his spirit.
Right. No,
okay.
That's cool.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, girl. It's me and Mano. Now, pick a side. Would you buy a house if somebody was murdered in it?
Heck to the no. If they come get man, listen, they come get me. You know, like it's the psychological part of it. No, thank you.
What if it's a beautiful home, amazing price?
11,000 square feet.
Yeah, you'll never find anything else like it.
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I'm not mad at it. Thank you for calling. All right. Well, that was pick a side. It feels like more people would buy that house than not, and for different reasons. So I thank you all for calling. Mano, we talked about it, and you're right. We all probably are living in a house that something happened in.
You never know.
My first house, there were squatters living there before the developer got it.
How long?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't
long.
even want to know. All right. Well, when we come back, we have your Yeetie. And let's talk about Young Boy. He has pleaded guilty in a federal gun case. And we'll tell you what happens next. It's Way Up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea. Come and get the tea.
All right. It's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
New Mano.
Oh, man. New Mano. You know what else we're waiting for? Some new Cardi B. Now, Cardi B's sophomore album could be coming soon. Over the weekend, she shared an update about this album. A fan put up a picture of a person standing on the edge of a helicopter holding a bag, and she put, I'm on my way to France to see if I can find Cardi, the Hermes bag that she wants. And Cardi responded and said, if you find me the bag, I'll release my album cover. And she said, album covers are taken. I just don't know which to pick. So looks like people are still waiting. I can't believe it's just her sophomore album only. Right. It feels like she's done so much. Yeah. But yes, highly anticipated. All right, Young Boy, NBA, has officially entered a guilty plea to his 2020 federal gun case. XXL obtained these documents yesterday where he signed his government name beneath a statement that reads, I wish to plead guilty to the offense charged, to consent to the disposition of the case in the District of Utah in which I am present, and to waive trial in the above captioned district. So it appears that he has submitted all the required legal documents. And yes, I mean, unfortunately for him, we'll see what's going to end up happening. Because he's already a felon because of a 2016 shootout, so he's not allowed to possess any guns. And he was indicted for possession of firearms by a convicted felon and possession of a firearm not registered in the National Firearms Registration. So he did plead guilty to that. All right. Adidas has won their class action lawsuit over Kanye's anti-Semitic statements. That's a legal victory for them. They said that Adidas failed to reveal Kanye's inappropriate conduct between 2013 and 2018 and the company's internal concerns about him, but the court dismissed those claims because there was insufficient concrete evidence showing misleading statements that could have swayed investor choices. And so the legal question is whether or not they misled investors. But fortunately for them, they did win that class action lawsuit. That's a difficult one because for investors, a lot of times people won't want to work with you, right? Knowing that the person that you have, and Yeezys were clearly a big thing, a big deal, and why somebody would want to invest. So that's a big deal. All right, now Russell Simmons, who, he lives in Bali. Everybody talks about why he's there. And he's being accused of rape and sexual assault as well, right? And he wants people to stop attacking his celebrity friends who have been going to visit him. Here's what he had to say.
Still to date, I've never spoken to a policeman about anything. I've never spoken to a judge, civil or criminal, about anything. I love you. I just don't want my friends attacked. Or attack them for visiting me.
Yeah, so Taraji's been there, Usher's been there, we saw Lisa Ray was there, and every time somebody goes there in the comments, it's like, oh, okay, we see what type of timing you're on.
But he's been accused. He's never been arrested or...
Right, he hasn't been charged with anything. He said he's taken 9 lie detector tests to prove that he hasn't done these things. All right, well, what are your thoughts about that?
He won't come back, just in case, though.
He's
just
been
in
here,
case.
though.
He in and out, though.
Last year I went to Martha's Vineyard. He was on my flight to Martha's Vineyard. But
he comes in and out.
Yeah, hey.
He ain't taking no chances.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They're flying under the radar, but you definitely need to know about them. We have that next. It's Way Up.
The news. I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano's here.
New Mano!
And it's time for Under the Radar, stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. FYI, former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama are going to be speaking at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago tonight as the party rallies around Vice President Kamala Harris. All right, so some of the takeaways from yesterday. Hillary Clinton was there, and a lot of people were talking about her hair. It was perfect and not moving. They actually said it looks like she used a lot of Aquanet. But anyway, here is Hillary Clinton speaking at the Democratic National Convention.
Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions.
Okay, and you hear that? Lock him up. All right, in addition to that, Joe Biden gave his speech, and a lot of people were grateful to all the work that he's done while he's still president right now. But here is what he had to say.
I can honestly say I'm more optimistic about the future than I was when I was elected as a 29-year-old United States Senator. I mean it. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. And there's nothing we cannot do when we do it together.
Yes. All right.
He make me laugh, though.
Why?
Just hearing him, I feel like it's a struggle. I feel like the people that write his speeches be like, okay, Joe, just
keep it simple.
Keep it simple. And they be praying that he just don't go off track, say the wrong name, call somebody else. But,
he accomplished a lot during his presidency. Yeah. And it's not just the president. It's the whole entire administration we have to think about. Now, here is Kamala Harris and her speech, of course, at the DNC yesterday.
People from every corner of our country and every walk of life are here, united by our shared vision for the future of our country. And this November, we will come together and declare with one voice, as one people, we are moving forward. When we fight, we win.
All right.
That's
love
our slogan. When we fight, we win.
Kamala for everybody. All right. And Mickey Guyton performed also yesterday for day one. So shout out to Mickey Guyton for performing too. All right. And that is your Under the Radar. We have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, we have Mick Jenkins joining us. The Democratic National Convention is in Chicago, and that's really where Mick Jenkins was raised. And so we'll be talking to him about all of that. It's Way Up.
Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee,
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My guy Mano is here.
I am.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And let's get into some Yee T, some positivity. Little baby, he is having a plan right now. He wants to buy every store that he used to sell weed in front of. Now he's showing off one of the stores that he is renovating. Here's what he had to say.
I'm buying every store I trapped in front of. Ain't nothing wrong with buying chains and watches. I got a lot of this stuff. I got to buy some more though.
Yes, so he wants to turn that store into a smoke shop.
I like that.
And I like the fact that people who got into trouble for marijuana should get first dibs on opening up these smoke shops.
Absolutely.
But he did used to sell weed, and he talked about that in a 2017 interview with Rolling Stone. He said by the time he was 16, he knew all the drug dealers, and so he actually had his own apartment, all of those things, just from that. So now he can legally do it. It's interesting when you see all the people that had an issue with it, all of the politicians, people who really look down on anyone who smoked or sold weed now trying to be in the business. Right. These are people who should be able to benefit from that. People who genuinely...
And those people shouldn't.
Right. I agree.
Right.
Talk that. You were saying that before. Don't come over here now. All right. Lil Yachty has unfollowed Drake. Academics, of course, first reported on that matter. He was on his live stream, and he said that he heard rumors that Drake plans to officially release the song Super Soak that was originally recorded as a collaboration with Lil Yachty, but he's not planning to have Lil Yachty on that song when he puts it out officially. So now it feels like there's some truth behind that, some issues between Lil Yachty and Drake. Here's that song, Super Soak, that Yachty actually leaked because he couldn't get clearance from Mr. Hotspot.
Feel like a boat, staying afloat. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soap. Damn. She was a war, but I ain't gon' judge because that was way before.
Drake is still following Lil Yachty, though. Isn't that the worst when you unfollow someone and then they're following you
But it's still everybody versus Drake.
Right. Right. It's still everybody versus Drake. I don't know what's going on with those two, but, you know, it's going to be interesting when Drake puts out some new music to see what happens and if things shift or what goes down. All right. And Mariah Carey believes that Jennifer Lopez's canceled tour is karma biting her in the butt, according to a source. You know, the two of them never really got along. It's unclear why. I mean, they're both divas.
But they was on the same label.
They said that Mariah took issue with J-Lo because she started working with her ex-husband, Tommy Mottola. I don't know what went on between the two of them in real life, but they're saying that according to sources, Mariah has followed J-Lo's setbacks very closely and took a lot of pleasure in seeing her fall on her face and thinking that it's karma. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. It's me and the award-winning advice giver who got his own day. Mano is here. 800-292-5150. Ask Yee is next.
Everybody access. Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts. So you should know. This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My guy Mano is here. The award-winning advice giving. Mano. Now let's see what he got to say today, because we got Andrea on the line. Hey, Andrea.
Hey, Yee. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's me and Mano. We want to hear your question.
Okay, so basically, over the weekend, me and my boyfriend, we were going to different bars and lounges over the weekend. We ran into one of his best friends on a date. Now, his best friend is dating my best friend, and I feel like I my friend, but he's like, stay out of it, mind your business. So I'm conflicted because, like, either way it's going to be, I don't tell my friend I'm not being loyal to her, but then if I rat on his friend, he's going to be mad at me, so,
you know,
I don't know what I should do.
Yeah, that's a...
What did you see him do, though?
On a date.
With somebody else?
Another woman, yeah.
Right, but context, you don't know who that, I mean, that could have been his cousin, his aunt. You don't know who that was?
I don't know. It's kind of intimate, but...
Andrea, let me ask you. So I'm going to ask you a couple of things here. This is your best friend, you said, right?
This is my best friend, yeah.
And he knows you saw him?
I don't think so, because he walked out.
Because my thing is this. If he knows you saw him, then he should know that you're about to call his girl and let her know. And I'm sorry, but boyfriend aside, it ain't like your boyfriend told you. You seen it.
But she don't know what she's seen, though.
You seen it. That's way different. And you don't have to say that he was on a date. You can always say what you saw.
And you can always say nothing. How about you mind your business? How about that?
Best friend.
No, it's okay. Mind your business,
so,
though.
Mano, if you see your brother, somebody cheating on your brother...
She's not going to break up with him anyway.
She may not. And here's what you do. This is what I would do as a woman's point of view. I would tell her, look, I don't know if this is something or it's nothing, but I did see your boyfriend out the other night, you know, at a bar. Now, I don't know what was going on. I can't say if he was on a date, but I don't know where he told you he was at, but I'm just letting you know I seen him.
You know what? If you want to do that, you might as well go all the way with it and just enlist in your local police department. Okay, become a detective. Okay,
that's her best friend.
It's okay, but she don't know what she's saying.
And you know your best friend better than anybody does if you tell her this, because sometimes you could tell somebody something if he didn't see you, and he don't got to say it came from you, because clearly if he's out in public with somebody, anybody could have seen him.
That's true too.
Or even just be like, hey, I see your man out the other night. And then she'll be like, really? What? He didn't tell me he was going there.
You know all of the little tricks. Well, you know everything to say, right? When you want to slip.
I'm a woman. This is what happens.
Drop it down.
I done see my friend's husband out with somebody else.
And then what you do?
I told her, hey, I didn't know what was going on, but they were definitely on a date. And she was also pregnant at the time. And I told her, I said, look, I'm just giving you a heads up. I seen such and such at the bar. I don't know if it's something or if it's not, but you should ask him about it. You want to go out in public where somebody can see you and get caught? That's your dumbass fault.
Baby,
Andrea, handle your business. You know what to do. Girl code.
Okay, Detective Andrea.
We appreciate your work and your service. Thank you. The women appreciate your service. All right. Well, that is Ask Yee. 800-292-5150 in case you couldn't get through. And when we come back, Mick Jenkins is in the building celebrating 10 years of his project, The Waters. All right. And we'll talk to him about everything. You know, on his album that came out last year, he has Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher on the album. We'll talk about all of that. It's Way Up.
Turn it up. You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Come right back.
More now.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and this is a blessing. We have Mick Jenkins in the building.
Much love. I'm blessed to be here.
And the family's here. We love it.
Yes, always.
Well, listen, anniversaries, big things happening. So obviously we know The Waters, 10 years. How does it feel? People always talk about, still to this day, how that's a classic project that you had.
I'm honored. The Waters is not a big a deal to me as it is to my fans. And I think simply I tell people I made a project when I was 21 years old. Mm-hmm. I'm 33. However much you love it is not how much I would love it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's something that I made when I was very much a kid, you know. But this 10-year anniversary is like affirming how much it means to people. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's not a small thing to have a body of music or even any art that captures the attention of, you know, a generation, a group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at the comments on my Instagram when I posted the 10-year anniversary. People are like, man, this helped me through high school. Man, this helped me through grade school. Man, and it's like, that's when I get soft in my heart. Like, dang, this really touched that many people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's really, I think, a lot of the solo tracks on that album that people really gravitated to the most also. And that's not an easy thing. Usually people are like, who's on it? Who's the guest appearance?
Right. And I think that gives me value for myself. I think it's a lot of things in the hip hop industry where you can second guess yourself and you say, am I that good? Am I? And again, for myself and a lot of my contemporaries, this is my value, right? I'm still here. I'm still touching people's lives. I'm still able to sell out shows with this music 10 years later. So I'll be feeling like, man, for all the lists I ain't get put on, for all the, 10 years in, it's not a light thing.
Right now I'm talking to Mick Jenkins. We are celebrating 10 years of The Waters. And I saw when Questlove was talking about quality music, and he definitely named you as somebody who he feels like is overlooked amongst others. And sometimes those people who don't get the accolades are the ones that tend to be the most talented.
I appreciate that. That sent me around my house. When they see you when it's all love, when Mo Def see me and say, oh, The Waters.
I mean, Yasin Bey, because he got mad I called him Mos Def.
Oh,
Yasin Bey.
My fault, legend. My fault, legend. When Yasin see me and say, what's up, Waters? I'm like, yeah, that's the validation I need.
You know, and even just thinking about like somebody say David Banner, I remember him talking about his lyrics and then feeling like he had to dumb it down a little in order to get that mainstream audience. Was that something that you ever were like, you know what, I'm gonna put out, I'm just curious in your head?
No, that's valid. It's something that I talk about with a few of my friends all the time. I think quite literally yesterday we in a hotel room and making up silly songs. You know what I'm saying? My wife can attest. I'll make a song out of anything.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm not.
The song is called Silly Song.
But what I'm saying is, we do that and then we'll stop and say, yo, that could really be a hit.
It could be a hit. You never know.
And then it comes the question of like, would you do that?
Right.
Like, would I do that? And then if the answer is yes, it becomes why. And when the answer is because I know it'll be a hit, because I know it'll make me some money, if that's my only reason, it's very hard for me to commit. I made a silly song. Shout out Super. I went to his house. He had a beat going that I could hear from outside. I come inside. I'm listening to the beat. I'm like, I've been arguing with my wife all damn day. We freestyled a whole song. It was fire.
And
he was like, you want to record it? I was like, no, I wouldn't put something like that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we good now. I wouldn't put something like that out. But we sit there and then have a conversation about, bro, that would really rock. What if you wrote it for somebody else? What if you changed this word? And then that comes into play.
Then you get a reference track, and let me give this to somebody who this would be right for.
That becomes a viable option for sure. But for me, my point was, I think there's just a certain integrity in me that even sometimes I get frustrated about. Like, you could go crazy with that. But that's just not what I do. Yeah, that's just not what I do. So if what I do goes mainstream, that'd be great.
All right, Mick Jenkins is here. We have more with him when we come back. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
And I'm back.
We about to do this. One of the most famous women in radio. We're talking about Angela Yee.
You're Way Up with Angela Yee.
Please believe that.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and Mick Jenkins is in the building. Why was marriage so important for you?
First, I was raised that way. The idea of marriage was always an end goal for me. Beyond that, in life, I think I just needed a partner. We've been together for 10 years. You know, we have been through a lot. And in a sense of trying to bettering myself and trying to do better by her, I purposed in my mind at the time, was like, all right, what are you doing? Do you want to be with this woman? Do you want to be with her forever? What are you doing that shows her that? And what are you going to do that you're not doing to make that a reality? So that was shortly before I proposed to her. And for me, it was just, what is the end goal here? I knew long before I proposed to her that was the person that I wanted to be with forever. I knew long before I proposed to her that was going to be my partner. So it was just time.
It seems like you hold yourself accountable just from everything that we're talking about, that there's periods of times when you're like, okay, what do I need to do?
There's people, including my wife, who would say I don't all the time.
You know what guys always say, I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, I try to.
That's all guys say.
Yeah.
Right now I'm talking to Mick Jenkins. We are celebrating 10 years of the Waters. But I want to talk about this too. Now, let me see if Mick Jenkins was being messy when you put a song by Freddie Gibbs, featuring Freddie Gibbs, and then Benny the Butcher right after.
Yeah.
Now, is that something you even realized when you did it? You're like,
I realized it when I did it.
Okay, so you did it on purpose.
I didn't know they were both going to give me my verse.
Oh, okay.
That was the issue. I had been chasing Freddie for like a year and a half.
Right. Seen
Freddie out multiple times. All love. But every time I hit him to do the record, no response, which is typical in the industry. To dap you up, chop it up, smoke with you, but when you want to work, you ain't getting no response.
Patience.
So, exactly. So, all right, cool. Freddie not hitting me back. My label loves Benny. The label want to get Benny. I'm like, all right, go ahead, get Benny. Almost the same day we get Benny, 2 a.m. that morning, Freddie sent me the verse just out the blue. No heads up, no nothing. I'm like, damn, this sent the verse. All right, cool. So I'm like, damn, we really got a Freddie and a Benny verse. I'm finna put them back to back.
Back to back.
So I did that on purpose, but I just had no way of knowing I was gonna get both of them verses because Freddie wasn't hitting me back. You know,
whose was better?
Freddie. Easy. You know what? And I'm gonna say it too because this is how I felt. You know, holla at me, but I don't think Benny knew what was going on. I've done what I believe Benny did, which is out of a 10, I give you one of my 7s.
Okay.
I give you one of my 6s. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still going to be fire.
Right.
I don't think Benny knew that I was about to do what I was about to do on that joint. So
have a classic
I give him
album.
a pass because he ain't come with it for real. You know, Freddie verse was better. I still like the verse. Obviously, it was on the album. But he ain't come. That wasn't Benny's best.
Right now, I'm talking to Mick Jenkins. We are celebrating 10 years of the Waters. All right, so talk about these next 2 projects that are on the way.
Well, for me, I'm in a space of, like I said, I'm fully independent now. And so for me, this is the first time experiencing that. So I want to see what it's like to drop some music. I want to see what them residuals and what them royalties look like when I get 100%. You know what I'm saying? Right. So right now, I didn't even focus on the super conceptual album. I'm feel free, so I wanted to create like that. I've been locking in with different producers and just making different sounds.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you look happy. I see it all in your face when you're talking about it. So
I'm content. I'm content for sure.
That's a great thing. So I'm happy for you. And thank you so much for coming through and chopping it up with me because this is something that I felt like, are we going to get Mick Jenkins up here? So I'm glad we did. And I appreciate that. I know you have sold out shows. I can't even say buy your tickets because you can't.
Thank you, New York.
But I'm sure you're going to add some more, right? Because you got so much going on.
Before the end of the year, we should have a few more water shows for sure. Yeah, we got one in Minneapolis. We're working on one in Nashville. We're working on one in Chicago. LA keeps saying something, so we might do one there. Just keep looking out if you're trying to catch Mick Jenkins.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate it. You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. And when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Pick up the phone. Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard. What the word is. Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. My guy Mano's here.
That's right. I'm always here.
Mano's about to go on vacation, just to FYI. So we're going to miss you.
No light.
But anyway, again, thank you to everybody who called in today. We were talking about whether or not you would buy a home if somebody had been murdered in it, but the price was amazing. You know, that's a tough call. But housing is an important issue right now as we're watching the Democratic National Convention, something that we need to be talking about. Also, thank you to Mick Jenkins for coming through today. Make sure y'all, if you have a chance to see him perform The Waters, he's doing his 10-year anniversary of that. I know those shows sold out here, the residency in New York, but I know he's been taking it on the road. So make sure y'all check it out and watch the full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee. And of course, Yee Day, Angela Yee Day is happening September 1st. We're calling it Yee Day Juve because it's a day before the West Indian American Day Parade here in Brooklyn. But everything is free, and I'm so excited for you guys to come out, get these free performances. Shout out to DJ Nori, DJ Nick Seale, also our sponsors. But you guys get to come out for free for Yee Day on September 1st. I look forward to seeing you. This is your show, so you have the last word.
I would definitely buy that house. I've been a realtor for the past 8 years in the city of Detroit, and I also work for the city of Detroit. Detroit is on the rise right now. Why wouldn't I? Just bless the house.
Yo, this is Rassan from Detroit, Michigan, West Side. I'm definitely taking the mansion. I don't care who died in it. It's 11,000 square feet. We're from Detroit anyway, so we already know we're going in a lot of these houses. So sign me up. We ain't going to put this on Airbnb or nothing. I'm going to use every room.
It's showtime. Yeah, I'm about to tear it up. You tapped in and Way Up with Angela Yee.
I want it now, ow.